Gambling, a game of chance, a thrill for some, and others, a desperate hope to escape life's challenges. In the bustling city of Lagos, street gambling is not just a pastime, it is a mirror reflecting poverty, resilience, and the endless hustle of its people.
The origins of gambling in Lagos stretch back to a mix of cultural traditions and colonial influences. Long before modern betting shops and online platforms became the norm, people in Lagos and across Nigeria engaged in games of chance. Traditional games like Ayo, a Yoruba board game, were a source of entertainment and an informal way of wagering small stakes among friends and family. These games were communal, tied to social gatherings, and reflected the spirit of togetherness that defines many African societies. The arrival of British colonial administrators in the late 19th and early 20th centuries brought new forms of gambling to Lagos. The colonial elites introduced horse racing, card games, and other Western style betting activities, which were initially exclusive to their circles. Over time, these games filtered into the wider society, blending with local traditions. By the mid-20th century, pool betting, where individuals predicted the outcomes of football matches, became especially popular among Lagosians. It was an affordable way for the working class to dream of a financial breakthrough while indulging in their love for football.
Okay, the subject matter I rightly mentioned is gambling. First is that we say gambling is as old as recorded history. In other words, from the very first time people talk about the issue of game by chance, luck, divination, prediction, among others. So if our minds to maybe, for example, take us back as maybe 4,000 years ago, it means that gambling is as old as that. But what is of significance is that during the pre-colonial period, though not as prominent as it is well now, gambling was connected most especially to issue of divination. It has religious undertone that is rooted in African traditional religions and beliefs. Reason being that some could anticipate by saying, oh, this particular event, whether as a result of dream or whatever that they had, will come to pass. Somebody could come and say, no, that could not be the truth, that it is contested. And so that formed the basis for why people will actually go into gambling on one hand. Elements of traditional beliefs, religious considerations, desire to attain wealth or attain things by chance were the things that actually influenced the course of gambling during the pre-colonial periods until the contemporary times. Now, in post-colonial Lagos, just like what is common in almost all the mega cities of the world, gambling has now assumed different forms. People who gamble into game, all sorts of things. The ultimate aim is that there is a focus of winning by chance, getting resources by prediction. But this time, many young people, of course, it involve all categories of people, whether old, young, wealthy, male, female, among others. While the younger generation may not necessarily be talking about the aspect of divination to try to consult before they predict, but the underlying objective is that we want to attain a particular thing by projecting, by luck, by chance. So, but now it is everywhere. It could be through gambling, football, gambling,
The
in
late 19th
competitions.
and early 20th centuries brought new forms of gambling to Lagos. The colonial elites introduced horse racing, card games, and other Western style betting activities, which were initially exclusive to their circles. Over time, these games filtered into the wider society, blending with local traditions. By the mid 20th century, pool betting, where individuals predicted the outcomes of football matches, became especially popular among Lagosians. It was an affordable way for the working class to dream of a financial breakthrough while indulging
You
in their
cannot call it gambling because the initiator of this business call it formal stock exchange, not gambling, not loot, something like that. He said the business is formal stock exchange.
four-man stock
Exchange, not gambling.
èrè wà ń bẹ̀ gbèsè wà ń bẹ̀ náà tó tẹ̀ ní pé before you tó bá ṣe tà sí ni wàá ṣe rí gain sí ìgbà míì tọ́jú ò bá yá o lè fẹ́ ná nínú owó ọjà but tó o bá tà dáadáa o máa rí commission ń bẹ̀.
I've looked for a job at the Lagos trade without getting. I decided to do something because I am young but not old. I have never seen a child of God begging for bread. So I don't want to beg for bread. I decided to enter this business. I started it in 2013.
Gbèsè wà ń bẹ̀ náà ṣé o mọ̀ pé tó bá ní bùkátà o lè predict ṣé o mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá yẹ pé single person ló bá ń ṣe ó lè ní kó ń ṣe òun ralẹ̀ tó bá jẹ ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ti ní bùkátà oríṣiríṣi tó ń jáde gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ṣe wà mí náà lọ́mọ ní school ṣe understand lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ ìkòṣiṣẹ́ mi náà ni mo fi ń ràn àwọn ọmọ ní school ni mo fi ń ṣe lè ṣe yẹ ẹlòmíì ń ṣe tó fi ń kọ́lé tó bá jẹ ẹlòmíì kẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ́ ó lè ṣe kó má rí nǹkan kan bẹ̀.
As a result, this is something that concerns money and interact with people. There's a possibility that you will lose. Really, I recorded a lot of losing since I started this, but that cannot stop me from continuing. Because if I should say, let me stop because of what I have lost, I'm doing myself because nobody can help me. There's no hope for this nation called Nigeria. You have to struggle and get what you want. So that's the thing.
Have you lost more than you have gained?
Really. I knew people who have staked and they ran away with the money. And I had the person that have to pay. Without paying the block, you're winning. The block, you're terminal. They remove the parameter. Without that, you can't work. And if I'm not working, how can I eat? So I have to maintain to pay for the losses. Spending the time when God will help me out from that.
ṣé o rí nǹkan tó ní kálukú ń ṣe tí àbárẹ̀ ní bálà ọlọ ò kì í yá ọdún ní mo lọ pé mo ti wà lẹ́nu kínní mo sọ ọdún yẹn fún ẹ tó bá yẹ pé ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ti yẹ kí n ní owó kémi gan ti kúrò kí n ti filẹ̀ bọ̀ bùkátà gan bọ̀ pápẹ́rù ẹ̀ báyìí single báyìí tó bá mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe mo mọ̀ pé bí commission yẹn ṣe rí tó ń keep tó ń jẹun from there ó lè dìde ṣùgbọ́n tó bá ti ní bùkátà oríṣiríṣi bóyá ṣe máa lọ gan ò ní understand ṣé understand bó ṣe ẹlòmíì dẹ̀ ń ṣe tó bá jẹ ó fi ń ṣe nǹkan gidi bọ̀ mi ò torí pé bí nàìjíríà ṣe rí làwọn èèyàn ṣe rọ́ síbẹ̀ tèmi gan bá ró lónìí máa yá dànù.
Over 1 year now, more lost now. Used to pay me, but used to make me go broke at some point. But if I win, the money is really big. Things like that.
You need to see the records of events, particularly when the turbulence, when you read the account of Jonah before he was eventually thrown into the sea. That when the turbulence was much, it cast a lot. So the casting of the lot, by the time was responsible, and some will say, oh, that is divinity. Some will say, oh, that is gambling, because it was 50-50 among us. But so some will try to look at it from that religious interpretation perspective, will say, oh, it is one recorded in the Bible. And of course, you also meet those in the Quran. You can also say things that also relate to that aspect. But on a general note, as we speak today, gambling has permitted all the facets of society, particularly those who do what we call Niger bet, those who play pool, those who predict events and the outcome that will eventually reap fortunes at the end of it. So it's more common as it is today compared to what's happened in the pre-colonial period. And it has also changed too. Why the pre-colonials I mentioned were tied to traditions and religious consideration. Now, it is not that the case. It's whether those who don't even have any form of belief or they believe in gambling. And some also see it as the easiest way to become wealthy. That it's not criminal, and of course, government also registered, then they are recognized as ways of making money among others by the government institution. First, the income they often generate makes this a very attractive business for so many people. So it's no longer a hidden. That's why, unlike other things that may be criminalized, gambling can take place in the open environment because they are sanctioned by regulations.
With over 60 million Nigerians gambling daily, the numbers are staggering. Poverty, unemployment, and the allure of instant gratification fuel this cycle. Street gambling in Lagos is driven by economic hardship, unemployment, and lack of education. For many, it's a desperate bid to turn a small sum into something significant. The stark wealth gap and high youth unemployment force people to seek quick wins through gambling. While it offers instant gratification and a sense of control, it often leads to more significant losses. Lack of education means many don't fully understand the risks. Street gambling is also a social activity, making it hard to resist due to peer pressure and the sense of community it provides. In essence, it's a complex issue reflecting the broader social and economic struggles of the city.
The consequences of street gambling are far reaching. The risks often outweigh the rewards. Financial ruin, broken relationships, addiction, debts, broken families, and eroded communities. Many approaches and programs were launched by the governments, NGOs, and community organizations to address this problem. One of which is the Lagos State Gambling Law, which provides for the regulation of gambling activities, prohibits and mitigates the effects of illegal gambling activities carried out in the streets or wherever. The Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, LSETF, offers vocational training, startup grants, and business loans to promote financial independence and provide alternative livelihood opportunities. Similarly, the Lagos State Youth Development Program conducts workshops and training sessions to inspire personal development, entrepreneurship, and professional growth, keeping youth engaged in constructive activities. Religious institutions, including churches and mosques, offer counseling, skills training, and community outreach initiatives focused on rehabilitation and prevention. NGOs like Pathfinders International and Freedom Foundation provide therapy, rehabilitation, and counseling services for gambling addiction, alongside running awareness campaigns to inform communities about the risks of gambling. Skill acquisition centers provide training in trades such as tailoring, carpentry, and ICT, targeting youth and adults in vulnerable communities to offer marketable skills and help them escape the cycle of income inequality. Public awareness programs through media campaigns on radio and TV emphasize the dangers of street gambling and promote education, employment, and healthy alternatives. School-based programs, in collaboration with NGOs, engage students in workshops, debates, and role-playing exercises to raise awareness and resilience against gambling. Street gambling also takes a toll on mental and physical health. Chronic stress, depression, and substance abuse are common characteristics among regular gamblers, and in extreme cases, suicide. Additionally, the legal repercussions of participating in illegal gambling activities can lead to arrests, fines, and entanglement with criminal networks. The Lagos State government is working to address these challenges. Programs like the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund and NGOs offering therapy and skill acquisition programs aim to provide alternatives. Religious institutions also play a key role in counseling and community outreach. To truly address the issue, we must go beyond the surface level solutions and tackle the deeper social and economic challenges. Only then can the cycle of gambling and its impacts be broken.
Please take responsibly and make sure you take what you can afford to lose, man. You can do a millionaire today, I'll do a zero tomorrow. Use your skills and play sports. Yeah. Don't be advised. You're playing take what you can afford to lose. Don't overplay. For saying as much as you can become a millionaire, you can end up having nothing at the end of the day.